Hey, I'm Travis from Functional Podiatry, and this is the Brooks Glycerin 23. So the big updates this year is the change in pitch. So it now sits on a 2820 as opposed to your 2818. So it's got more foam under the forefoot with 2 more mils of DNA tuned foam. Then they've updated the upper to make it a little bit more comfortable, allowing for a nicer fit without being snug at all. So in terms of the sizing and the fit of the upper, I find the sizing for Brooks runs a little bit smaller. So I have to go up half a size just to get it to be more comfortable. I do find the toe box nice and roomy. I find that regardless of going up the size, that is nice in the width. I just find the length just isn't there. I find the lockdown really comfortable, so I don't find like I'm losing anything. The lacing holds in place. I'm not feeling like I'm sliding in and out of it. I'm not having to lock place the shoe to make any of that sort of stuff work. In terms of the performance from the shoe, it is coming in at 300 grams, so you do feel some of the weight out on the runs, but its smooth transition from heel to forefoot is really, really comfortable. It's designed as this shoe to be sort of more of a plush sort of daily trainer and quite cushiony. For me, I don't find it that way. I find it more of a moderate sort of firmness. So it's not super firm and not like that really squish, plushy shoe you sort of find from some of the other brands. I sort of find it stable and holds its place, and you sort of come into the shoe, you're not sinking down into that midsole and then coming off the top. You sort of come in, you hit it nice and stable in that position. It transitionally rolls you straight over, and then it's got a nice snappy sort of forefoot. So I do feel quite comfortable in it, and it is more of the features that I liked from the 21. I found the 22, it sort of lost that nice sort of snappy feeling through it. So I do enjoy this in the 23, that the feel is coming back to it. Over the longer runs, I find it super comfortable. The upper can be a little bit warm, so you do sort of feel like you're sort of overheating a little bit in terms of the upper, but it was minimal, and it can also be the fact that currently in Queensland it is just extremely humid and hot. So if you're in a cooler climate, you may not find that as much of an issue. But overall, in terms of the shoe, I found it good. I did some tempo work with it, and it holds pace, transitions really nicely. So regardless of its weight issue, what you expect from that sort of shoe, it does do most things. So it's really versatile, really comfortable. And yeah, so in terms of performance, I quite enjoyed the shoe because I could take it across different sort of sets and play around with it with easy runs, a little bit of tempo work, and my long runs. So who would I use the shoe for? So clinically, I'm looking at this shoe because of its wide sort of gauge. I'm not going to be stable in there, but I don't need someone who's sort of looking to hold place and sort of like to feel like you're putting more pressure on the inside. If I'm looking at that, I'd use more of the GTS version of the shoe. But for the most part, it's someone who just wants a shoe that's going to grind and do a lot of Ks on a work, but they're looking for a little bit more soft, a little bit more plushness than they'd get from the Ghost. But they don't want that super squishy shoe that some of the other brands have, because it's that sort of moderate sort of firm to softness. It really balances it out, and it makes it a lot nicer, because most of the shoes these days are either super soft or really firm, and you're sort of nothing in between, but most sitting on that really softer version. So for me, this is my workhorse shoe I'm going to use for everything and anything, and it's going to take me to do multiple Ks. Probably the only thing I do find with it is wet weather stuff. It's probably not the shoe I'm going to grab. The shoe does okay in the wet, but I do find once you start sort of filling in the grip, it did sort of slide a little bit over some of my runs. But beyond that, the shoe was phenomenal. It's doing a lot better than last year's model for me, so I quite enjoyed that one.